Let's talk about how to create accessible presentations in PowerPoint 2010. We're going to create presentations with accessibility in mind from the very beginning. Everyone remembers the old carousel slide projector. They were truly the first presentation and used in the classroom as a method of visually reinforcing the spoken word in that environment. PowerPoint 2010. We've certainly come a long way since the day of the carousel slide projector. And if we consider accessibility from the planning stage, PowerPoint 2010 facilitates the creation of an accessible slide-based presentation. Let's talk a little bit about accessible PowerPoint 2010. In this lesson, we will focus on a few accessibility considerations that are unique to PowerPoint. This information is intended to complement universal accessibility basic concepts. In other words, we won't be talking about everything in this brief lesson. Let's introduce the accessible PowerPoint presentation basics. We'll talk about the outline view, unique titles, using the auto layout for accessible slides, making sure we know how to add alternative text and long descriptions, and when long descriptions are appropriate, making sure that our slide content has keyboard access when we share the entire PowerPoint, and how we can use simple transitions animations and still maintain the accessibility of our presentation. First, let's talk about the outline view. The outline view shows us all the text that is available to assistive technology. If you have text on your slide that is not showing in the outline view or is not in the alternative text or long description of your graphic visual elements, then chances are that content is not available to assistive technology. All content must appear in the outline view or as alternative text and long descriptions in order to be able to be read by a screen reader. Each slide needs a unique title, and this facilitates the visually challenged, but it also enables easy navigation and easy locating of specific material by anyone, whether they have a visual challenge or not. Let's talk about adding a slide. We always use the auto layout menu. Never use insert text boxes. It's easy to do, and generally everyone starts out that way. But that puts the text in a layer all of its own, generally blocked from assistive technology and not accessible. If we use the built-in slide layout element that meets your needs, in other words, the content that you need for your page, then you can be confident that the content that you're placing in the page is going to be accessible. Make sure to use the selections actually on the slide to add your content to the slide. You don't want to create another layer again like you do with a text box that is not available to assistive technology.